Hey everyone, welcome to A Page I Love. This is Kevin Sharp, and today I'm joined by a guest who is no stranger to the Comic Art Live channel, artist Taki Soma, the creator of the graphic novel Sleeping While Standing. Taki, welcome back to Comic Art Live, and thanks for joining me.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and be asked to talk about art and pages and comics because it's my favorite subject.
Good, because you have gone with a deep cut today that I'm going to guess many, if not most, if not all of the viewers will not be familiar with. Tell us about the book that we're going to be talking about and the creator.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to. The creator is named Jason and no last name. I think I have all of his graphic novels. He's a Norwegian creator. His books in the States are being published through Fantagraphics. The book I'm particularly talking about is called Lost Cat, which I believe came out in 2015, I want to say. Jason is like an elusive creator that I only recently like found a picture of him online, and I really just didn't want to know. I wanted the mystery. I love the mystery, and I love that I didn't know anything about him.
As a fan of his body of work, how was it you came to choose something from this particular book?
Well, it's called Lost Cat, so it's got cats in it. I've had cats and dogs as pets, but one cat in particular in my life named Xander was a very special cat to me, and I lost him a few years ago, and but when this book came out, he was still around. He's a tuxedo cat, and the cat in the book is not quite tuxedo cat, but it's a black and white cat. So I just like was like, yep, this is for me. It's also really funny because most of Jason's books, the characters are anthropomorphic. So to have actual like cats being handled by anthropomorphic characters are quite silly and funny. Also, like he tackles really like quiet, dark stories using anthropomorphic characters. So it has a lot of like nuance, sadness, and humanity and adult subjects that, like murder and all that stuff in a pleasant visual way. All that combined, that's why I chose Lost Cat as my favorite because it's got my cat in it.
Well, let's dive into the particular page that you picked, as the viewers will see it on the screen. Looking at it as a layperson from the outside, speaking for myself, one might say, like, well, it's a very kind of like simple drawing style, very like
Mhm.
straightforward panel to panel layout. What is it
Yes.
about, as a professional cartoonist yourself, when you look at this page? Tell us about what draws your eye to it.
Very good question. I think, well, first of all, I love panel layouts. Like as a whole, like just without any drawings in it, panel layouts themselves tell a story, the size, the way it's laid out, how many panels there are, or the shape of the panel. They all tell a story. And, all of us use that to our advantage. What Jason does in his entire book, The Lost Cat, every page is just four panels, all equal sized, just like the one you see. And I think that's a brilliant, hard approach to telling a visual story in comics. So that alone is very impressive to me because I don't particularly feel confident in doing that myself. The first panel, you have a character, you have the cat leaping into his arms. Well, first of all, that panel alone is what stole my heart because that's literally what happened with me and my cat. My husband and I were away, international trip for like a couple of weeks, and I put him in a kennel, like a cat kennel place. And when I came back, the people who were caring for him was like, he was just despondent the whole time, and he's I can't get him out of his little cage that he's in. He's not coming out. Do you want to come back here and just kind of see if you can get him out? And I'm like, obviously, yes. So I go back there he was like just receded back in the very far corner of the cage as much as possible. And then he sees me, and he just took like literally 2 seconds just to be like, oh my God, this is finally you after two weeks. And he literally leapt into my arms just like that in that panel. That moment was like everything. As far as storytelling goes, it's just super clear what's happening. You have no questions, right? And then you have the second panel, the main character with the cat in his arms trying to figure out what the deal is with his cat. Like, why is it so friendly? Why does it seem scared? And, you know, and it's raining. So he's just kind of concerned. Like, it's all the storytelling is there without any like dialogue in this page. And then you have your third panel that kind of extends to his thinking. Like it's walking you through what he's thinking. Where is his owner? Where is his home? What should I do? It's very, very clear. I just love clarity and visual storytelling. And then the fourth panel, it has beats like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very rhythmic. It's not the end of the story, but this page had a moment. He sees the Lost Cat poster. His question from the last two panels is answered in a fourth panel. It's a tiny story within itself just by this page, even though this whole entire story goes on. So I don't know. I just have to admire the restraint he has and the brilliance of approaching every page with a purpose, and like not relying on like panel layouts to assist him in, for lack of a better word, like manipulating the time or feelings or anything like that. And as simple and straightforward as this looks, when you deep dive into it, it's so much more. And this is why this is my favorite page.
Thank you for walking us through that. And you've certainly perhaps given some viewers a cartoonist to check out who maybe they haven't heard of before. On your own work, in addition to Sleeping While Standing, you have a new book from Mad Cave called Galaxy of Madness. Tell the viewers a little bit about that.
It's a sci-fi book. I did the coloring. Mags Visaggio was the writer, and Michael Oming is the artist. And this whole project came out from just us just trying to figure out what to do during the pandemic. The height of the pandemic, we're like, we want to do something. We don't know what. So, and we found a perfect home for it, which is Mad Cave. And the first issue is coming out on the 19th this month.
Thanks again for joining me, Taki. Super nice to see you, and you're always welcome on the channel, as I'm sure you and Mike both know.
Well, thank you for having me again, and thank you, everyone.